round. It is Fate on the CT side after they won the knife round. Dawn of Stars then going to be on the T side. I love pistol rounds, I must say, especially from the T side's perspective. I love to see the sort of ingenuity that different teams come up with, and I'm really looking forward to see what this Greek side has got in store for us.
Absolutely. We've got no knowledge of them, haven't seen them yet, so we're going to see what they're all about. Whoa, all about eating some headshots.
Wow, Double Magic opens up his account straight away.
Well, but he'll get taken down.
Behind you or not. Paradox does find that frag naps. And he continues forward, exchanging the USP. And some fast rotations have come through from the B bomb site as the bomb does go down on the A site.
Yeah, Caliber now probing around, trying to find somebody in sight. He does find Nugget. Pops his head like a melon. And there we got the backstab coming in. He could get a lot here, can Paradox, man. And he gets 2. In fact, could he get 3? He does get 3. That's some fantastic work in a 3v1. Make that a 2v1, a 1v1. And it's all over. So fast, so furious. And you're going to be pretty furious if you're Fate at losing that. Because that wasn't a bad post-plant situation for them.
Yeah, Fate were in a good position to actually make the retake happen there. They got some really good information, pushing down B aggressively, figured out that it was the A hit, and they got the burners on. But Dawn of Stars got themselves into a good position, and they managed to defend that bomb. So they go 1-0 up early on. He had Double Magic with the Scouts. Does get a nice tag down middle. He has to be influential with that gun this round. Of course, it is the most impactful weapon, as he gets destroyed by that MAC-10. So Scouts on the ground. It's up to the pistols from here.
Potential trade coming in, yeah, and Rainwaker there on 128 gets himself a kill.
Yeah, that was a really nice quick frag there, and in fact, he's traded up for the Scouts as well. Oh, this is a bit unfortunate for Fate. Looks like they're rotating that extra man out of the B bomb site, and Dawn of Stars, they are waltzing their way in as we speak. All 4 players pushing straight through, MAC-10 leading the charge, and it is all too easy for Moyes as he does find that entry. Bomb goes down, and that should be the round done and dusted.
Should indeed. They've definitely got the superiority in terms of equipment. A couple of players low in HP, but you can see Fate, they're not looking to actually come back into this. There's no reason to throw away the armor and the weapons that they do have. Might as well hang on to those. And you can certainly get more nades in the next round. Or, you know, if they're going to keep it alive, somehow by some miracle, they could actually save quite a bit going into the first buy round. But I doubt those players would actually live. I'm just being best case scenario here. I don't see it happening.
Well, between Duplicate and Rainwalker, they still have 100 armor, and that means it's only going to cost them $350 to upgrade to head armor heading into that next buy round. So that's certainly going to allow them to buy a few more grenades than what they would have been able to otherwise.
It won't actually be a buy round because they didn't save there. So
no, well, not even now, but just when they do decide to go into that buy round, they're going to have a bit of extra money. Oh, you're right. They're not going to be surviving this round, though, most likely. So yeah, that throws my theory right out the window.
Your theory's wrong, man. You haven't eaten enough Pringles. It's good for your brain. It proves it.
I haven't been a part of the Esports Central podcast enough then, I guess.
Clearly not. 2-0, yeah. Dawn of Stars at the dawn of this particular game. And, well, Double Magic won't be seeing many more dawns after dying early in that round.
Yeah, that UMP at distance, living the old days, some might say. Desire looking to get a bit more done with that weapon. Do you remember when the UMP was just ridiculously overpowered?
Yeah, at that point where everybody used it instead of a FAMAS as your sort of low money full buy weapon. It was interesting times.
Indeed. As is this round. Trying to make something of it here. Not looking too good for Fate, of course. They've just got an eco to deal with here, trying to build up that economy to get that full buy in the next round. Paradox works his way nicely through apps there, finding that angle. Very powerful angle, and an angle that's often unconsidered by the counter-terrorists when they do take their positions on the A-bomb site. So you can find a free kill there quite frequently.
Nothing much happening, of course. The guys just moving into the bomb site, being methodical as they should, not getting too ahead of themselves, clearing their angles nicely. They'll get the bomb plant down and definitely the round. Unless Caliber does something crazy, but I'm going to put my money down now. I'll slap my Pringles on the table. Not going to happen.
I wouldn't say the return on that bet is all that good.
No, you wouldn't give me odds on that, would you?
No, I wouldn't give you odds on that at all. Anyway, Paradox has looked pretty good so far, I must say. He is 8-1 in the first 2 rounds. Wow. So he has found 4 kills on average per round. This man is insane. Well, he just goes to 9. What is going on? How does he have 9 kills in... Well, there we go. Now it's 3 rounds, I suppose. But 9 kills in 3 rounds is insane. Let's see if he can translate that. Yeah, early days.
Full buy comes in for Fate. And let's see what they can do with it. They've got plenty of nades all around as well, so they're going to be sitting pretty in this first buy round. Better buy round than you'd often see, obviously going for the buy in the fourth. And looking at the scoreboard there, a couple players, in fact 3 players, still yet to score. So, of course, it is early days in the game, a lot of time still to go. Fate's still got a lot of time to come back into it. And, of course, on the CT side, you don't get that many chances because the economy is so expensive. But the side tech coming in immediately. Rainwaker getting the first couple kills. Double Magic also jumping in. Rainwaker gets a third.
Wow, what a nice hold shot on the A-bomb side from Fate. This is exactly what they needed in the first buy round as well. Moy's still making his way up N1. He's looking to try and get something back in return here, but he's also going to go down. So Dawn of Stars don't even find a single frag there. I like what they were doing there, just getting aggressive in that first buy round, but Fate's structure just held sturdy and stopped them in their tracks.
That indeed, and they didn't even really need to use those nades that they had either. And that's one of the things, of course, on Inferno as a T side. One of your big objectives is to try bleed some of the utility out of the CT side. And there they decided to shake it up, go quick, and didn't end up working. Because, of course, that does make things a bit of an equalizer, of course. Then it's not about trading early damage with nades or, you know, flashing players. If you're just going to run in, then it definitely relies on getting those kills. And if you can't...
Yeah. No, that doesn't make it for a great situation. But back into the next round now. This is a very important round for both teams. Whoever goes on to lose this is going to be in a fairly precarious situation in the way of economy. Fate might just be able to squeeze a buy out of what they've got remaining, but Dawn of Stars certainly can't afford to go down here. I mean, what I mean is it'll put them into an eco situation heading into the next round. Looks like they're going to be trying to have some presence towards B, as you mentioned, bleeding those nades out, making sure that when they do eventually make that hit onto the bomb site, that they're not going to be having to push through any smokes or Molotovs, pop flashes coming through. 50 seconds left, not too much of that utility remaining, so this is a good opportunity for Dawn of Stars to start making progress on this execute. You can see they've still maintained 4 of their smokes and 2 Molotovs. That could even be used for a fake as well. Late smoke does come down, though, from that B bomb site, and it's going to be delaying Dawn of Stars even more. All 10 players still alive here, Mike. This is going to be carnage as they push into the B bomb sites, and the execute does come through now. Are Fate going to be able to hold strong?
Oh, nearly a double spray down there, but Caliber jumping in as well. Even trade so far, so they should get the bomb plant.
Yeah, pretty good situation for Fate, I would say, going into the retake with an even numbers. But that spray through the smoke was absolutely dirty from Double Magic, and that really puts Fate in a good position here heading into this retake.
Well, as you said that, the kill comes in for Design. Is he going to get sprayed? No. Thankfully manages to cross behind that force field smoke. Doesn't get tickled by any bullets, but Nugget on a pretty good angle here. He could deal with this if they decide to go for the boost, but they don't. They walk right into his crosshair, and now a 1v1.
Yeah, Mars should know that the final player should be in the way of Banana. Of course, oh, that's actually unfortunate. The smoke was up once he crossed, so information wasn't concrete. Dawn of Stars get themselves the 4th round, and they put Fate onto the back foot. Mike, I'm slightly behind you, and it doesn't make for the best viewing experience. Try to refresh my stream, yeah? 1 minute 35.
Yeah,
33.
we good. Well, actually, no.
Replays. 46.
You're a little ahead of me now, actually. 143.
Okay, cool.
We good. Going for the boost
right,
here.
so,
Double magic. And it is magic.
Beautiful shot coming out there, opening up the account for Fate, and they needed that. This is going to be a tough round for them. Moyes trades back with the Mac 10 elsewhere on the map, but Caliber, ever present, makes sure that the numbers advantage remains in his team's favor. And it's quite a significant advantage at that. 2 players, to be precise, make that 3. Paradox going down in middle as well. Fate looking really good in the early phases of these rounds when Dawn of Stars actually gives them fights to take. So I think it's important that Dawn of Stars just mitigate the amount of opportunities that Fate have to take these fights, bleed their utility like they did in the previous round, and work from there. The aggressive players haven't really been working out for them as of yet.
Yeah, certainly not. When they've actually played it a little slower, a little bit more considered, it's worked a lot better for them. Taking the one-up fights. We saw last week, Fate actually do have some great skill in their team. It seemed to be more down to some of the execute, shall we say, on train not going their way because they just didn't know how to do them. But they do have this map down pretty well. Talking about down pretty well, Nugget, he's going to be lying down there pretty well.
Yeah. Resurrected from the grave as we head into the next round. And Dawn of Stars don't have any money, so they're going to go for a force buy. That's the logic, right? No money, force buy. I'm not sure I can get behind this one, Mike.
Yeah, again, I think they're trying to catch them off because.
Oh, what a shot from Double Magic. That was beautiful. He's going to be pursued, though, so he needs to make some magic happen here. Theo, forcing the issue, is going to find the kill. It's up to Mana to try and defend this A bomb side all by himself. Unconventionally, only 2 players here, but he does land some nice shots and certainly does buy his teammates some time for the rotates. Nugget, with a quick flick there, does take out the rotator, Rainwaker. Still, though, the numbers remain in favor of Fate. Bomb going to be planted soon. Nice shot there as the smoke is about to bloom. Moyes does go down, leaving Nugget in a 1v3 clutch scenario here on the bomb side. Got the AWP in hand. I'm getting some Fallen vibes here against Fnatic. Ma is going to take him down, though, straight away. And that's going to be the bomb defuse.
Yes, indeed. Thought it might end up being quite exciting, some close range AWPing, but it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Fate, pretty well drilled. They're quite disciplined in the way they approach that. And that's another one on the board for them. They're within 1, and of course it's still early in the game, so it's not necessarily an issue for them. CT side, you do want to obviously win the half, but being that it's only the 8th round, it's not panic stations yet. I think if Dawn of Stars were sitting on 5 or 6, you'd be panicking if you were on 3, but for now, still okay.
That's what makes me question that force buy in the previous round, actually, is that they were ahead and that they were in a comfortable position, and if they just saved that round, they would have been able to buy now and continue to try and force a greater deficit between them and Fate. Anyway, it is what it is. They've got the eco round to deal with now, and they're not really getting all that much done. Some nice shots from the players over in Fate. Found themselves 3 kills already. I must say, as you said, Fate are looking pretty crisp. They've got some seriously skilled individual players, and if they can get that teamwork going and up to a similar level, I think they're going to be a really strong team to contend with.
Oh,
wow.
Couple of little crispy shots coming in there. We do know Fate can play this map, so I think the real question is when we move on to the next map where we're actually at with them, because the sample size so far we had from them, we've seen two maps where they were fantastic on Inferno and woeful on Train. So we got to figure out what's the baseline here, what's the middle of what we can expect. In the meantime, we do expect output from Ma, as we saw last week, 8 and 4, 105 ADR. Paradox Man doing the heavy lifting on the other side with 9 kills of his own.
Yeah, but Paradox Man hasn't gotten a single kill in the past 5 rounds. So he found 9 in the first 3, and since then, that's all he's been able to accumulate.
Yes, indeed. Moyes not in a very good position there, just receiving some shots to the head through the smoke. Always frustrating when it happens to you. Paradox Man, he actually walks in and he anticipates that. That is some smart play.
Yeah, that's some really good crosshair placement from Paradox Man coming around the corner there. And as I mentioned that he hasn't claimed a single frag in the past 5 rounds, he does once again add to his tally and even out the numbers 4 apiece here for both of these teams as we start entering the halfway point of this hot round. And again, looks like Dawn of Stars are going to be gravitating towards this B bomb site. Good decision considering Fate's current choice, as they've stacked 3 players over to the A bomb site. Isn't even really an immediate rotator, so they're completely playing retake on the B bomb site, and it hasn't worked out too well for them in the past, so I'm surprised to see them employing this tactic. Lube is going to have to be quite impactful here from the boost. He gets himself 1. It's really good that he's managed to keep himself alive as well, because that means that they've got that 1-man advantage heading into the retake and they can trade off of that. But how well are they going to string this retake together here? We've seen that they've had some problems with it in the past on both of the bomb sites. So let's see how they get this one going. Duplicate, he leads the charge, finds that first frag as well, and he gets the second onto Theo, which leaves it all onto Desire in this 1 versus 3 here. And he is going to be absolutely clotheslined as Fate go ahead for the first time in this match.
Quad kill there for Duplicate as well, so he's hitting his shots very nicely. And that will be, as you said, the lead for Fate. We'll get to see a little bit more of them now with somewhat of an economy, I guess, because they've struggled for that so far.
Yeah.
Dawn of Stars, on the other hand, struggling here on the retake, just getting bodied by Duplicate. So no real chance there for Dawn of Stars on that retake.
At least off the back of the plant, they are going to have another buy round here, but utility is few and far between, Mike. This is going to be very difficult to make work, especially considering they're not going for a rush tactic. Generally, when you don't have much utility, it's a good idea to try and force the issue and get aggressive. But they've already lost 1.5 players. inside the first 20 seconds of the round, and they haven't even been able to exchange a single point of damage. So this is not a great start to the round for Dawn of Stars, especially, as I mentioned, considering the buy that they've got to work with.
Yeah, certainly. Since we've seen Fate actually get the real guns out, they've looked a hell of a lot better than they did forced up on pistols. And you got to take it back to when they actually decided to force in the second round instead of just saving for that third round buy. Maybe you want to get to guns in your hands quicker, boys, because you guys certainly look good when you got the rifles.
Yeah, it seems like that's where their strength lies, and they need to play into that, as you mentioned. Good point. Looks like Dawn of Stars are again going to be doubling back here, potentially towards the B-bomb sites, or is this just a bit of presence from Nugget? Looks like it is. He's actually trying to force that man at the top of Banana out so that he doesn't have so much information, but all he does is he gifts his life up to that AUG wielded by Caliber. And that is going to be a problem for Dawn of Stars because Fate have got all the information in the world. They've got 4 players over at this A-bomb site right now. Moise and Theo are going to try and make something happen here. 28 seconds left on the clock. Still haven't found a single frag. 1 smoke between the 2 of them as well. I'm just not seeing this as a possibility right now. They've really left this to the last second as well, trying to force Fate to rotate 1 or 2 players, but they are not biting whatsoever. Duplicate finds 1, Double Magic finds the other. Fate win the round without even dropping a single player.
Yeah, making it look easy, but Dawn of Stars didn't do themselves any favors there. They were offering up some of those kills, and, well, I think they're going to probably be thinking back on that one and kicking themselves because, you know, they didn't do enough to contest Banana. They gave up control early on, and that sort of siphoned them into middle where they walked into those players, lost the early kills, and then just from there, one by one getting picked away at. And right now, they're eating nades. Jeez, those nades don't taste good. They're ripping them apart.
I wonder how shrapnel tastes, Mike. Something I can say comfortably I've never want to experience.
Well, we could ask some of those Dawn of Stars players. They certainly know the taste pretty well after that.
If you remember, it was actually Fate on the receiving end of the effective use of equipment. Oh no, excuse me, that was Locastic and B-Pro when Locastic were using their utility so efficiently on this map. Definitely
they look good last
watching
week.
watching a few Astralis demos. Anyway, we have got a full buy here for Dawn of Stars once again. First round in a while that they've actually had so much utility to work with. So I'm looking forward to see what they can produce here. Try and put a stop to the rot as well. Things have not been going for too well for them in the latter stages of this first half. And again, Moy's getting brought down. Rainwake is so aggressive here in middle. He's already found himself the first frag. Somehow he's been able to get out as well, has he? Yes, he does, but it's Double Magic who goes down. So he left his teammate for dead there. And he's going to go and pick up the AWP from his corpse, but Nugget denying him as he pushes through the smoke. Theo still looking for his first frag. He's going to be pushing through aggressively here, and he does find that frag as he takes down Mob and claims control of the A-bomb site for his team. Fate going to have to try and make the retake happen here with only 2 players. 1 man coming through mid, the other Library. And there has been a smoke thrown towards Library fairly recently. Duplicate not wasting any time as he pushes through apps. He finds 1. Caliber gets 1 with that AUG as well. All of a sudden, it's just Desire left in a 1 versus 2 here. He has the AWP as well. Caliber trying to bait with a few shots to try and take the attention off his teammate, but in the end, he still finds the frag, and Fate make the retake happen.
Gee, Fake looking so good on their retake attempts. And the post plants for Dawn of Stars, they've definitely not had a good time of it at all. We've seen them get the bomb down quite consistently, which is a key thing. You know, often teams get denied even getting the bomb plant, then there's very few positives to take out. There's plenty of positives for Dawn of Stars. They can get onto the bomb site, but they can't hold it.
Yeah. That is quite a problem, Mike. I suppose at least there are some positives to take away, though, because if there aren't, then that's when things really start to become frustrating for a team. This gives them something to build off of, and if they can adjust those minor mistakes, then these rounds start going in their favor. So let's see what they can make happen. Oh man, that is some huge utility damage, and a frag traded, but still, I think it's the counter-terrorists who are who come off slightly better off the back of that one, considering Paradox Man and Moise both take a chunk of damage. Theo hasn't been having the best game so far. He's going to have to start picking it up if his team's going to be competitive heading into the rest of it. Desire up close here. He catches Duplicate off guard. Great positioning from him and good patience as well, not to immediately swing wide after his teammate died. And it's going to be on Double Magic now to try and lock down the B bomb side all by himself. He does land a nice shot there initially. A good second shot onto Nuggets as well. And he's going to try and lock down this bomb side single-handedly here as he has lost his teammate Rainwaker. Paradox Man in the 1 versus 2 here is going to be putting the bomb down. Got that smoke to work with still over in CT. Double Magic, he's going to push straight through it, and he catches Paradox Man off guard. Really nice play there from Double Magic, just using his confidence, hearing Nugget pushing back towards Banana, timing his peak perfectly. And that is going to be another round for Fate, posing they defuse the bomb.
Yeah, is that BM if he's not shooting the body? I mean, what is that really?
Not quite sure, actually. Here's some replays. Really nice to see this coming into the fray here. Double Magic locking it down with the AWP. 2 clean, crisp shots from him. And that is the power of an AWP from Coffins, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, he was very smart about that as well. He could have tried to take the fight there around the corner, but instead he just backs away, drops the smoke, buys himself some time. They decide to push the smoke, and that's just bread and butter to him. And of course, then using the audio cue beautifully as well to push the smoke himself later on. So just a masterclass in how to deal with something like that. Because a lot of players would have tried to get too aggressive there and would have just gone down and gifted the bomb side.
I think that's the biggest highlight for me, is how little risk was in the plays that he was making, how impactful he was. Anyway, back into the present we are. Got a buy round here again for both teams. Of course, there is a massive round loss bonus for Dawn of Stars at this point, so they're going to be able to buy up every single round for the rest of the half should they lose the next round as we head into the final round of the half next. And again, trying to take middle control here, which they've been doing pretty successfully so far. Caliber still holding his ground here in Archers. They are keeping tabs on Banana, but Fates are just being given too much ground here, Mike. Dawn of Stars really need to be making a point of taking Banana control before trying to take control of the A area. Because look at the stack over at A. I mean, how do you even take control of this as the terrorists? Fate are going to be hit with a B split here, though. Good, nicely timed Molotov there from Caliber is going to be buying him some room to work with. And that actually is going to throw a spanner into the works of Dawn of Stars. And they are now going to be pushing into the jaws of the lion as they push into 3 players structured around here. And triangulation should be dismantling Dawn of Stars push as it does come through. Perfectly timed peaks from all the players. And it's a triple kill for Rainmaker. He takes all the glory.
Oh, they made that just way too easy for Faith there. Dawn of Stars, the indecision just cost them massively. They decided to end up walking into the bomb site. And they didn't even have... The time wasn't even that low. They had 30 seconds still to work with. They just lined up for him, made it easy. And, well, I just think that the fact that they're giving away banana control so easily early round, it's just giving so much information over to Fate that Fate know exactly where to be. And meanwhile, just a ton of nade damage coming in.
Yeah, and really nice frag there as well. Dawn of Stars just looked like the playbook has been exhausted as 3 players go down to the AWP of Double Magic. Caliber rather, is going to find a quick double to end the half, and I think he just put Dawn of Stars out of their misery. But unfortunately, the misery continues unless they can turn their fortunes around heading into the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. I did enjoy that third shot out of Double Magic, I got to say. He wasn't actually shooting at the player that he killed, which is always feels like a nice bonus when you get those sorts of things. But he's looked so good, I got to say, under pressure. He's just so calm as an AWP. He gets his shots. He doesn't panic. And a lot of guys will try to be super aggressive and they'll flick their aim around and try to get off shots quickly. Double Magic takes his time and he lands the shots.
Yeah, and does the basics really well too, which I think is an important... Doesn't overpeak, times his peaks nicely. I completely agree with you, Mike. I think he's a very solid AWPer. Impressed from what I've seen so far.
Yeah, not impressed at Dawn of Stars so far, though. Only 4 on T-side. Not enough in the modern day on Inferno. Inferno definitely more T-sided than it ever was before. I still wouldn't say it's T-sided, but you can definitely get rounds. And Fate now trying to get around over there on B-bomb side. Yeah,
pushing very aggressively. I don't think they'll expect the third player, although Double Magic would have seen that third player now, so that certainly throws caution to the wind as they now push their way into this B-bomb site. Double Magic finds another headshot there. He is a can opener, and he's opening a can of whoop-ass on Dawn of Stars right now. Ma looking to get into the action as well as he takes down Paradox Man, and this is not a good situation that Dawn of Stars find themselves in, Mike.
Yeah, getting clotheslined at the moment. It's not pretty.
Certainly is not. Moise is going to get taken down as well. And Fate, well, I thought they may have been in a bit of trouble there, pushing straight into a 3-man stack in the B-bomb site, but they had no problems whatsoever.
Yeah, nice and easy does it, and well, it looks like they might be able to take this game at a canter at the moment, 12-4. Yeah. Got a nice big lead. Can afford to mess around a bit if they want to, but I think they'd probably want to actually just close it out. Although, Rainwaker, what you doing, man?
Especially keeping in mind what happened against Apocalypsa last week, where they were up 15-12, if I remember correctly, allowed Apocalypsa made the comeback to draw it up,
Oh, one
and
of the
then
two.
won in overtime. So they're going to have that fresh in their memory, and I'm sure they're going to be very focused on closing the game out this time. Only an eco round to contend with here, as Dawn of Stars have been reduced to pistols. Going to have a bye in the next round, and if they lose that bye in the next round, then they're going to be in a really tough situation. But Mike, talk me through Paradox Man's Deagle and Armor this round. That looks like a matchmaking buy to me.
Oh, nearly profits off it.
Yeah, I thought he hit that.
But I do agree with you. In pointing it out, well, the question is, why would you do that? Because you want to actually come in with a buy as soon as possible, especially when you're chasing the game.
Yeah,
so I don't know. Maybe he's feeling confident. He was hitting his shots in the beginning stages of the first half, but without his teammates really having much behind this Deagle of his, he probably needs to live here and keep it. Otherwise, it's pretty much been for complete waste.
No. Yeah, and I don't think the odds of him keeping it up. Okay, he doesn't even fire off a single bullet, Mike, and he hits the ground. That is abysmal.
Bad, man.
That's abysmal, and that actually also completely throws the team's confidence off as well, because it just starts to tilt people that tilt teammates that people in the team are making those decisions. Very individualistic.
Yeah, it's that kind of thing where you're just like, why did you buy, man?
Yeah, exactly. And then he comes back with a reply, and that could start something. So hopefully Dawn of Stars are able to keep their heads in the situation. They are able to keep things well structured in amongst the team. Remaining two players are going to go down as they look for some exit frags. But heading into this next buy round, it is do or die for Dawn of Stars.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not quite last chance saloon, but it's pretty close to it, because they might get one other buy in this game if they don't win this one. So definitely, absolutely got to win it.
Yeah, that'll be for map point as well.
Yeah, no pressure then.
Not a position they'd like to find themselves in. So what can they do with this buy round? No AWP to speak of. A UMP on Paradox Man, a FAMAS on Nugget. Not much utility. This is not a great situation. Fate, they've been hitting their shots. Looks like they want to just continue in that vein of form and make their way towards the B bomb site as a team here. Not basing their structure on teamwork, rather just on the trade frags and straight up individual ability.
See what they decide to do. You can see the approach is quite different out of Fate there. Oh. Yes, we're definitely watching ESL. We know that.
Just in case anyone wasn't aware.
That's always good to get a reminder. But
yeah. Sponsored by Pringles as well.
Of course. And good prizes to be won as well. Definitely type in ! Giveaway and you can maybe win yourself some prizes. Meanwhile, is there going to be a giveaway of this bomb site? Will they find the prize in the back of the bomb site? They do flick it. He just roots Nugget out there.
That's fantastic discipline. I really like to see that. But the double spray down through the smoke grabs Desire a present from afar. Paradox Man, he's the next responder here. And they're going to go for the flash play. They're going to deny the plant. Double Magic is there to trade it out. Rainwaker gets it as well. What is going on? How has Double Magic found himself a second? Leaving Moyes all by himself. No, he's going to get a kill, but the Desert Eagle from Rainwaker is going to close out the round. And if that hasn't taken the wind out of Dawn of Stars sails, then I am not sure what would.
I feel so bad there for Dawn of Stars. They were looking so good on that retake, and I think they just got ahead of themselves a little bit. As they started to get the kills there, 3 of them ran in from the same angle, and that's just, that's just making it easy for your opponents. And I think after they got those first couple of kills, they probably needed to slow down a little bit. They had the time to work with, but getting a little bit too nervous. I think the game situation may be a part of it as well, maybe a bit of inexperience as well.
Yeah. Rainwaker trading for that M4A1S internally. This gun certainly becoming more prevalent in the scene since the recent update. Double Magic, 22 for 9, Mike. He is having a cracker of a game. How much can Dawn of Stars get done in this round, actually? As I asked that question, I got my answer. Yeah.
Counter-Strike has a way of doing that.
I'm going to go with it being a rhetorical question, actually.
Yeah, good save.
Rainwaker is going to close out the round as he did open it as well. And Fate get themselves onto map point. They've been looking really good tonight. And I'm actually super excited to see what they can bring in for the rest of the season after seeing the performance on this map. You did mention, though, that we'd like to see them on some other maps as well before we start making any extensive conclusions. But right now, I'm impressed and I'm hungry for more.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the form they've shown on this map has definitely been telling. Meanwhile, it's actually going to be a fast player. Caliber decides to stop and duplicate gets dropped. In fact, Paradox Man gets all 3. That's fantastic work out of him. That's exactly what they needed.
That's a reprieve for Dawn of Stars. They're going to need a lot more where that came from. But as we've seen in the past, it is not a reliable round win just because they've got themselves a 2-man advantage. Rainwaker and Ma both been hitting pretty hard this game. Rainwaker doesn't have all that much health, but they do have some utility. Problem is they don't have the bomb in their control right now. Rainwaker actually going to use his smoke just to claim that. So being very defensive in their approach here, making sure, of course, they can't afford to lose any more lives here. Rainwaker going to make his way back potentially towards the A-bomb site where his healthier teammate is. Ma pushing through the smoke here. Nice play. May actually catch somebody off guard because when you are only against 2 players, you tend to focus away from the utility. Ma does spot out 1. That gives his position away as well, though. And if he's not careful, he's going to get shot in the back from the player on the bomb site. He needs to try and buy some time for Rainwaker to get into the situation here as well. 33 seconds left on the clock, so time is a-ticking. Rotation's coming through, but there is the kill onto Ma. So it's left onto Rainwaker to try and clutch this one out. He should know there's one on the bomb site here after finding that first frag, and he actually got the man on the bomb site, but Moise was in a good position to trade it.
Yeah, it wasn't going to happen, I don't think, but doing his best, giving it his best shot. 15-5 now the score. Still 10 rounds for Dawn of Stars, the Greek team, to catch up with their counterparts from Bulgaria. That would be Fate. And as Fate would have it, or maybe not have it, the next map is in fact Train. So Dawn of Stars must have been watching last week, because we know Fate were horrendous on Train. So let's see if they've worked on that since.
Yeah, getting aggressive here in Banana are Fate as they take some early control. Ooh. And it looks like they're not done with control. They want to take everything. Like, they're making straight through onto the bomb site, trading 1-for-1. But I'm not sure if they're going to commit the bomb to the B bomb site. Okay, after they found that second frag, I'm sure they will. Caliber finding Nugget. The trade is there, though, which means the numbers stay in an even situation for both teams. And Dawn of Stars are in a pretty good position to get the retake going here. But there is a snake amongst the grass, Mike. Ma, he's got a hard flank coming on here. He's going to be catching them off guard. Takes his first victim. That's Moise. Hits the ground. That forces the remaining 2 players to now consider what's coming up behind them. Ma's playing it so well. He's not giving them anything to work with. Dawn of Stars now pushing their way through coffins, and they start to get themselves onto the bomb site. But time's been ticking. No kit to work with for Desire either. And this should be the end of the game, as he's just going to push his way straight into the bomb site. Hits a nice quick shot down to Duplicate, but that's all it's going to be. Rainwaker takes him down. 16-5 is the scoreline. And Fate absolutely dominate the first map.
Well, it does appear that we're back, and it also appears that we're not on Train. I was wrong about that, Matt. We are, in fact, on Overpass, and it is the choice of Dawn of Stars. This is the ESL Southeast Europe Championship Season 9. It is the knife round, the round in which a whole bunch of guys run around with their knives out in the way that your mother told you not to.
Pointing it at the person you're approaching. Nice.
Can you imagine if real life worked like Counter-Strike, where if you ran with a knife, you ran faster? So, like, as a child, you'd be taught to run, like, with knives out. Like, all of the Olympic events would be people running with knives.
It's like you're running late for work and you walk, so you just see this man running down the street holding his knife out.
Can you imagine the mortality rate in, like primary school athletics?
Well, at least we wouldn't have an issue with population growth.
This is true. This is some big information you guys are getting.
We've got some sustainable solutions, yeah. Okay.
We should
Into
be
the
in
next map
politics.
we go. Dawn of Stars against Fate. This is the second map of the evening. If you missed it, we did just have Inferno, which Fate dominated, winning Team 5. Let's see if they can emulate such skill on the second map here. If Dawn of Stars are going to be able to make some sort of a comeback into the series. Of course, it is 2 best of 1s, or a best of 2 if you like. And so the best that Dawn of Stars could do at this point is to level out the series. Fate looking for the 2-0. They need a 2-0 after going down 2-0 last week to a Apocalypsa.
Yep, they got some work to do. Meanwhile, some kills happening on the other side of the map. And there's Rainwaker making hay while the sun shines. In fact, it's raining.
Oh, wow.
Raining bullets.
He nearly duked Desire into dodging him there as well. Beast Desire does eventually find that frag. It is Dawn of Stars, a man down though. And the bomb is being kept tabs on by one of the CTs. That's Double Magic at the back of Lowers. Duplicate is coming towards the stairs as well. He hears them pushing up, so he's going to just try hold an angle as they come around. Cool, calm, and collected. He grabs one caliber there for the trade. And it is Fate continuing in their same vein of form. Pick up the first round.
Nicely played there, and a lot of that predicated on Rainwaker dealing with those players in Lowers as well as he did, and then wasting the third player's time enough that the support could come in to help him out. So we will see the buy coming in for Fate. Dawn of Stars doing the right thing, waiting for the buy in the next round. Good on you, lads.
Yeah, and I'm going to use this opportunity just to mention something you just spoke about, that Rainwaker by himself in Lowers there, and how well he did to buy the time. It's also not a position we generally see a counter-terrorist going on the pistol round, because it's fairly close quarters, and that really plays into the Glock's hands. Rainwaker, okay, he's just ran out of ammo there, unfortunately. I'm going off on a tangent here because it's Nico round for Dawn of Stars, and he absolutely tears them apart.
They just walked into his crosshair, made it easy for him, and he's going to gobble that up any day of the week. Rainwaker with a great start to the game so far, 6-2 he is, heading into the third round as we see the buy come in for Dawn of Stars. Overpass, of course, a map where it's pretty difficult to get rounds on the T side, but when you do pull it off, well, you're going to have to work on some really nice fundamental Counter-Strike. Meanwhile, that's pretty fundamental. Desire ripping off his head.
Through the fire and the flames as well. Ma trading up for that AUG at least, so that he's going to be getting a bit of a weapon upgrade off the back of his teammate going down. Duplicate, because he only has the MP9, he's going to try and make something happen here, but he's only found trouble. Somehow he manages to get a kill though. That is sacrilege. Kaluba go for the trade here, and he's actually able to get out unscathed. So this is a little bit callous from Dawn of Stars as they continue to push their way into the B bomb site here. This is fairly ill-advised. Mar's got a quick flank coming through. He's going to get some shots off. He even finds himself a frag here. This is terrible from Dawn of Stars. This has completely fallen apart. Ma even finds himself a second. Finally, he goes down, but the damage has been done. Desire left by himself. Only thing he really has in his favor is that there's a minute left on the clock, and he can try and use that to his advantage.
Whew.
Wow, that was snappy. That was snappy. I'll give him that much, but how did they drop that round?
Yeah, that was really disorganized. We saw something similar to that happening over in the A-bomb side in Inferno, where they just suddenly seem to fall apart, lose all structure, and just rush somewhere. And at that point, I mean, I don't think they had enough map control to consider doing what they just did there.
Yeah, they're going to have to be a little bit more precautious about the way they go about taking that map control. And this is not the round to do it in. Of course, they only have pistols to work with. I must say, Fate have been really good with their flash plays amongst team. Very often there's been some successful pop flash and frags being found around the map, and you love to see it. Of course, it's quite a controversial addition to the game that you can see who threw the flashbang and who got the kill in the kill feed, and I'm not quite sure how I feel about it.
Yeah, I'd say they probably need to look at maybe making that only for spectators or your own team rather than the other team being able to see it. It's just makes sure that it doesn't give away a player's position, because as it stands at the moment, there are those sort of rare occasions where you don't know there's 2 players in a bomb site or something. Yeah, and that information could give that away, you know. Sure.
That's obviously the advocation for not being able to see who threw the flashbang, at least across everybody's perspective. As you said, if it was spectator, that would be maybe a nice change. Anyway, got another buy round here. This is an important round for Dawn of Stars, Mike, because they really didn't have much to work with coming into this map. They got dominated on Inferno. And if they get to a similar start here where they're just finding nothing to work with, then things could fall apart pretty quickly for them.
Yeah, certainly. There's quite a lot riding on this round for this half, I think, for Dawn of Stars. They do need to get something on the board, because they do risk letting things get out of control, the CT economy will start to build, and it's really difficult on a map like this to bring it back. Some other maps like Inferno, you'd actually say is one of those maps where it's a lot easier to, but, well, it was anything but easy for Dawn of Stars over there. So on a map that's probably more difficult on T side, they're going to need to do something. This is their map pick as well.
Flash just missed its timing.
Ooh,
but
is it going to be a triple boost? It is.
I like this. Desire. Oh, no, Soren. Get on the trip boost. 30 seconds left, so there's not much time, and Double Magic comes around the corner. They're all blind. He only manages to find one. Another flash coming through. Going to be buying some time. Ma in the corner here is trying to lock it down, and there is such good teamwork coming through from the team of Fate right now. They locked down that A bomb site. The rotations were lightning fast. The information came through quickly. Fate are looking fantastic.
Yeah, even if we had gotten to see the triple boost, we would have basically just eaten a flash there. So
yeah,
yeah, it wasn't going to happen. Very nice idea out of Dawn of Stars. You can see something they've probably pre-practiced, but doesn't work out for them in the end. And well, Fate now 5-0. They're building their economy nicely. Didn't lose too many players there, and all the loss bonus now for Dawn of Stars starting to accrue. So we'll see them being able to buy quite a bit here, even though they're losing rounds.
Oh, nice little jump spot from Caliber there, actually getting all the information without any level of risk. Get some important information as well, because Dawn of Stars are going to be coming towards this B bomb site thick and fast. And Fate are in a pretty good position to deal with it, I must say. 3 players all on the bomb site, a 4th one making his way towards heaven. This is going to be tough for Dawn of Stars. They're going to have some pretty efficient utility usage here. Paradox, man, might actually be able to get a free kill. That Molotov forces the man out from barrels, but it's still Fate who come out with the frags on top. They get 3 to be specific. Mark coming in with support as well. Nugget finally chimes in with the frag as well as Paradox, man. They don't expect the man to be close, but Nugget, that's not a problem for him. Somehow he's still able to adjust quick enough and take down Rainwaker. Finally, Dawn of Stars have something to work with here. 1 versus 2 clutch in their favor. It is Double Magic who's going to get taken down as well. So it is finally a first round on the board.
And that is one of those rounds that probably shouldn't have happened if you looked at what they were walking into there. But Paradox, man, well, he did some fantastic work there. Nugget as well to actually make that work for Dawn of Stars. So pretty much against the run of play, and probably shouldn't have gone in their favor, but it did. So a little bit of luck they needed.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they needed. They needed something to go their way for a change and actually give them a little bit more confidence again. Yeah, it was a very good net. Did that hit Moise as well? Tagged down already? I just saw it hit Desire. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, I think he was tagged down already.
So, important round here for both of these teams. Whoever loses this round is going to be forced into an eco. Look at the strat from Fate. They've got 2 players in lowers. One playing the stairs, watching towards party. The other one watching towards lows itself. No one actually in long or toilets. So obviously Dawn of Stars won't be aware of this. Double Magic also grabs a kill. That might lead Dawn of Stars to think that that is the lone player in lowers who's been taken down. And have to keep an eye to see how that impacts the situation. Nice angle there from Duplicate. Finds himself a free frag. Moise is going to be the man pushing down, and he does catch Mar off guard. That evens out the numbers game once again.
I think Caliber there, along with his partner on the side, both using Augs. We've seen how powerful they are at long range, but it doesn't work if you get headshot instantly from the AK. Caliber under a lot of pressure now. He needs to get a couple here to keep things alive, and he does deliver, in fact.
The last bullet there, claiming that frag. 12 points of health still to his name, and he's got Moise to deal with here, who's working on the pillar nicely. Does find that frag, though Moise surely not going to be expecting the remaining counter-terrorists to be in such close proximity. Does he check this? No ways. Oh, really good presence of mind from Moise there, just to make sure that the counter-terrorist wasn't around the corner, which he was. Unfortunately, not able to string it together with the frag. But, man, that is just unfortunate. I'm surprised he checked that, actually.
Yeah, I thought he was going to back into it. It was going to be one of those comedy moments where he just gets shot in the butt and he doesn't know about it. But
yeah, we're getting for the plant even.
Yeah, he could have anything he did there. I think it wasn't going to work for him unless he hit something crazy. But here we're seeing what happens when they changed the economy. So that would have been a reset in the way things used to work. Now it's just a tier of loss bonus that they've gone down, so they're still able to buy.
Yeah, that's a good point, Mike. I got caught off guard by that one. But if they, I mean,
if they lose this one, this is what I mean.
Then
they're not going to be reset, but
unless they get a plant, then they might. No, they're not going to be reset. Anyway, Nice start to the round here. At least Dawn of Stars has been able to keep all 5 players alive as we approach that minute mark. They've taken some map control as well successfully, been able to get themselves through lows and towards toilets without hemorrhaging any damage. But this is where the contact starts to come through. The trade 1-for-1, not a bad trade for Dawn of Stars. Any even numbers generally is an advantage to the terrorist side.
Again, quite a few players on Dawn of Stars have been chipped away at with those nades, so that does bring them into one-shot headshot range. And there we go, we see it delivered. In fact, when you're not at 100 HP, those CT weapons can kill you with one shot.
Oh man, great repositioning there by Rainwaker after finding the first frag and then holding that angle. Paradox Man walks straight into his crosshair. This is actually a really good round from Fate, Mike. I'll tell you why. They actually stacked 3 players towards A from the start of the round in this round, and they didn't even commit to lowers, which might have led Dawn of Stars to think that there could only be at least 2 players, because if you're going to stack a third, generally you're going to take that lowers control. So they kept them 1 man towards long, 1 man towards toilets, and 1 on the bomb site, and it worked out really well for them, just hedging their bets that Dawn of Stars would go towards the A bomb site in that round.
Yeah, clever work out of them. And now you see what I was mentioning about the economy. They still actually had 3-5 there, even though that would have been a reset under the way the economy used to work.
Yeah.
Dawn of Stars actually able to buy pistols and still have money left to come into the buy in the next round. So things aren't as harsh as they used to be, except if you get shot in the face. That's pretty harsh.
Yeah, nothing's changed about that one. Pistols across the board, as you said, for Dawn of Stars. I mean, the Desert Eagles can be quite impactful on this map.
A lot of long ranges.
Battles. Yeah.
Yep.
So it's all up to Fate to make sure that they don't give Dawn of Stars players any opportunities to find the frags with the Desert Eagles. And Ma, not in the best position there, considering he was by himself. Traded the frag 1-for-1. Dawn of Stars start to get themselves towards the A bomb side, where there is only 1 man.
Ooh.
It's actually very doable for the Greek side, as it is Theo to find a 1D down to Double Magic, leaving it onto Caliber and Duplicate. Try and win this round for their team. This was a round that Fate should have had in the bag, but it is not all said and done by any means here.
Oh, Caliber just missing the timing there.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. They've got the 2 kits and the 2 flashes to work with. How do they use these flashes? That's going to be interesting. First flash goes out. That's for Double Magic to get, or Duplicate rather, to get out of bank. Finds the frag on Theo. That means they can now focus their attention towards toilets, where the remaining 2 players have to be. Great presence of mind from Caliber to take that corner. And he's going to be able to get the 3rd and final player. Beautiful retake from Fate, and they get the defuse just in the nick of time.
Jeez, if there was a YouTube video on how to do a retake out of bank and dumpster, this video clip should be it, because that was textbook out of them. They worked together, got the flash to get out there, checked the angles, backed each other up, and in a 2v3 made it look easy. 8-1. Yeah, Fate have got their number, it seems.
That's true, Mike. That looked way too easy from Fate's perspective. What can Dawn of Stars do with the increased weaponry they have to work with in this round? Double Magic is going to smoke off that Molotov, so he's getting aggressive with the AWP here. This is not a conventional play. Might actually catch one of the Dawn of Stars players off guard, but it is only Paradox Man in that vicinity. And yeah, he's actually going to get the shot. What a shot at that. Nice quick scope there from Double Magic. Paradox Man trying to make a timing play here. He does catch the man off guard. Really well done by him, and he's going to get out of that vicinity as well. So nice little play there from Paradox Man. Actually, his team in pretty good contention this round, because things were not looking great before he found that frag.
Yeah, indeed. He took the responsibility on himself, went for the individual play, and actually made it work. Of course, if it didn't work, he would have looked like a right tool, but...
Yeah, for sure.
Another individual play coming out here from Caliber. He actually walks in right behind him and executes Paradox, man.
That's so much information gain for Fate as well. They're going to be able to rotate that 3rd player across the A bomb side. Nice little bait and switch there. Means that Dawn of Stars are going to have a slight numbers advantage as they push their way onto the bomb site here. Not much utility, and that Double Magic AWP is just being an absolute wall at this point. How are they going to find some demolition to break through it? That's the question right now. 33 seconds left on the clock, and the rotates have come through. Well, there's actually just smoke there. That's a very intelligent smoke that's being Dawn of Stars players, and they're going to be planting for bank as well. As the player comes up from dumpster, just misses his shot. Caliber finally coming into the fray of things, and that leaves Moyes in such a tough position. 3 different angles to consider, and he was a dead man walking.
Which way did he have to look? He'd have to have compound eyes on the back of his head, eyes on the side of his head to deal with that.
Chameleon eyes, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Even that wasn't enough.
No, he needed like dual wield AKs. That would have done it, right? You know?
Yeah.
Chameleon eyes and dual wield AKs. So what we're really saying there is it was impossible. It wasn't going to happen. So that's a bit of a shame, because like
Yeah.
we did see some nice trades coming in that round. It looked like it seesawed quite a bit between the two teams as to who had the upper hand. I thought it was nicely played from both sides there, the way they were probing for information, but then just unfortunately a little bit smarter out of Fate. Meanwhile, we're going to see the rush towards B. Lots of damage there on the nades, and in he walks. Paradox, man, that's a good shot.
Yeah, that's a very aggressive first frag, and he's even going to be able to double up. Desire, Moise, they find frags as well, and Double Magic is asking, guys, what happened over at B that round? I barely even found heard any shots being fired, and you're all dead. Dawn of Stars, hyper aggressive and absolutely pays dividends.
Yeah, nice work out of them. They're going to get a little bit of confidence from that, and they certainly sorely need it at 9-1. It's going to be 9-2, but I think you want at least 5 on overpass to feel like you have somewhat of a cushion to actually have a CT side. If you anything under 5, you're going to be feeling very vulnerable going into that. So Dawn of Stars, they desperately need to build on this.
Yeah, they're going to have to channel their inner Spartan and try and bring something impressive, to say the least, back into the game here. 9-2 is not at all a pretty scoreline, and they're going to need a lot more than 2 rounds heading into the next half. How many rounds would you be comfortable with, considering they're down 9-2 right now?
It's going to be really tough. I mean, ideally they'd want the 9-6, but that just doesn't seem possible the way Fate are playing at the moment. So I think, at the minimum it should be 5, but even 4 at least is workable on overpass. It just doesn't give you anything of a cushion really to work with.
Looks like they want to try and employ a similar strategy here, not as aggressive, and they send the one man through lowers. They're actually going to double back through lowers now. How's this going to work out for them? They managed to get the frags, but they've incurred more losses than what Fate have. Leaving the bomb behind as well does not help their cause, and they're going to be pushing very aggressively towards the A bomb site here. Fate have quite a late read on this, which means that they're going to have a one-man disadvantage on this A bomb site as this hit starts to come through. Even the utility forcing that man out. So this is going to be a free bomb plant for Dawn of Stars as they turn this into a post-plant situation. One man on the flank, and again, one man from Dumpster and Bank. So can Dawn of Stars rectify their mistakes they made in the previous situation they were in that was similar to this one? Desire immediately going all the way through long. This is quite a good play, but is he going to get heard yet by the cons? Yeah, he heard him. And he comes back for the frag. That's Duplicate taking down Desire, leaving Nugget all by himself. His position has been given away now, so he's going to have to hit some nutty shot to keep himself in this one. Looking for the spray. He finds the first. Looking for the mole play here. Bobbing up and down to the USP as Double Magic. He's got the kit, which means he's got the defuse. Yes, he does.
That was close. Jeez, you got to feel bad for Nugget, though. He gets 3 kills. He does everything just about on his own. Not able to close it out. I think if he had one more bullet in that AK, it might have been the round.
Yeah. Oh, that is heartbreaking for Dawn of Stars. And Nugget is just looking for some... Nugget and Moyes are looking for some support from the team here. Theo and Desire really need to start getting on the board. Overpass is one of those maps, specifically on the T side, that you need all 5 players to be firing. You're just not going to be successful if you don't.
Yeah, we saw similar situation on the previous map as well. It's just like, as you say, on Overpass, it's even more important because T-side is that much harder than on a map like Inferno. So Theo here, not a very threatening name, but he's going to need to become a threat on the server. Nugget making hard work of that one.
Yeah, I thought that he should have had that kill a lot quicker than what he did, but in the end, Dawn of Stars still get a great advantage as they find the 2 frags. That's the 2 A players as well. Nugget leads the charge onto the A bomb side. Makes a lot better work of that one. He does take on Rain will wake up. And that should be a 3rd round for Dawn of Stars in the half. Things are looking up. How's the economy on Fate? Not good at all. So this is going to be a reset of Fate's economy.
Yeah, and we do say with the new economy changes, it's a lot harder for a reset to come in. Generally, a lot of people are, I think, falsely saying that you just can buy forever. Well, you can see now when you have a win, a loss, a win, a loss, then suddenly your economy goes away because, you're suffering a little bit there. Duplicate, that's a very sneaky little angle to be hiding in.
Yeah, catches Nugget completely off guard there. Fate really need to keep these 2 rifles alive. So you can bet your top dollar Dawn of Stars are going to be doing everything they can to take these rifles away from Fate. And I think Caliber's in a spot to bother. Yeah, he's got quite a few different angles to try and deal with. And there's a man flanking from behind, which he's probably not going to be expecting. Nades himself. That does not help whatsoever.
Nice.
Looks like the flanker Paradox man is actually not going to be forcing the issue. No, he does as the bomb goes off. He pushes through and doesn't have the angle. Fortunately. So we're going to have a tactical timeout. Look at that, Mike. We were called for a tactical timeout. That's fate. And they've got 3 out of 4 remaining. Nice graphic there, ESL Southeast Europe Championship. We like it.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, gotta say. First tactical timeout we've seen, so not much use for tactics it seems so far for Dawn of Stars, but they're going to need to flip into that playbook, dig deep into it. Of course, it is Fate's timeout, but Dawn of Stars, I think, are the guys who need the timeout more than anything at the moment.
I mean, their rounds have looked a bit better in the past 4 rounds, but yeah, 3 certainly not going to be sufficient heading into the next half. Fate decides to go for the force buy here, and I mean, maybe I can get on board with it. I suppose they were facing a potential double save, so rather go for 2 force buys and stand half a chance of winning either of the rounds than 70% chance of winning 1 round, maybe, I guess.
Ooh. Caliber there getting a little shave.
Yeah, Caliber can count his lucky stars that he kept his life there. Dawn of Stars in the driving seat now, Mike, in the round at least. Of course, not in the greater scheme of things, but they've got the better weaponry, they've got the better positioning, good control.
Yeah, man. So Paradox, man, actually doing something quite dangerous there. Do you see he's walking into the B-bomb site on his own with an AWP? And, Raidwaker.
Wow.
That's a nice reply. As I called out Paradox, man, for walking in alone, he got the kill.
Woo! Yeah, that was clean right there from Double Magic. Taking the head off of Theo. Nugget trying to trade that one out to the player who's on the A-bomb side. He needs to be careful because he's actually getting wrapped upon here. Is he going to get caught off guard here by Double Magic? Oh, they go past each other. Rainwaker, Double Magic, excuse me, does get that kill onto Nugget. That throws a spanner into the works for Dawn of Stars because now they're going to be forced to push straight into the B-bomb side. Caliber, nice flick there, finds Paradox, man. Is he going to get the second as well? Absolutely.
No.
Boys goes down, and that might be the end of Dawn of Stars. How do you come back from that one? I'm not sure.
Oh, geez, that's heartbreaking, man. We're going to get a little replay of that quick scope from earlier. Very nice. And here's that deagle shot that made me scream like a girl.
Hey, I don't blame you.
Well, I think what we're seeing out of Dawn of Stars is in these sorts of situations where they feel a little bit pressured, you see them start to try and do things individually. They try to accelerate towards a bomb site and they split apart. And as we've seen that happening, there's that boost coming in and the train just messing with him totally. He gets the kill, in fact, as Desire. That's fantastic.
Baby. That's the first time when I've been casting a game that someone successfully landed a shot on the 4-man boost T-spawn. Love it.
Yeah, it's a first for me as well, actually.
Good decision from Dawn of Stars because Rainwaker has been consistently jumping across there, looking for that information in water. So identifying that, coming up with a solution, getting a free frag before they even put themselves in a position of danger. But we have seen them do more with, or do less with more. So let's see how they approach the round this time. There is nobody on the A-bomb side from Fate's perspective. There's one man in long, and they're relying very heavily on him to get some information before the rotations come through. But look at Paradox, man. He's pushing all the way down towards the dumpster. Theo waiting patiently. He's going to get himself a free frag, and this should be the round for Dawn of Stars.
Yeah, it's going to be the 4th for them. Don't see any way that Fate are going to come back into this. They're going to try, of course. Why wouldn't you? You're always going to try. But
Yeah,
will 4 be enough?
On the final round of the half.
Oh, little ding coming in there from Duplicate.
He connected on that. That's going to make Desire think twice before he commits to another jump. Lands an orb shot. Paradox, man. This guy is quite the lurker, Mike. Really likes to make these players pushing through smokes and obscure areas, trying to catch his opponents off guard.
Yes, indeed. Well, him and his counterpart on the other side, Mar, are pretty similar on the scoreboard. Just Paradox, man, lagging behind a little bit on the ADR. You got to say the heavy hitters so far. Rainwaker, Double Magic, the names that we know from Fate as the strong players. Nugget, I think he had some big impact. And Moy's a little bit quieter, I think, in terms of the impact. But he went about his work. Problem was, of course, as we mentioned, Desire and Theo just doing nothing in that half. I mean, they got some kills between them, but not really helping enough to make a difference.
Yeah. Going to have to start coming into the fray a bit more here if they're going to want to be competitive in the second half, and the pistol round is a great opportunity for them to kick things off here. What do Fate do in this round? On Inferno, we saw them rush straight into the B-bomb site. Looks like this is going to be a little bit more structurally sound strategy. Again, Dawn of Stars, they've got 2 players in lows, so or just above at least. So they're certainly going to be trying to maintain this part of the map. Duplicate starting to make his way up. This should be a free frag, actually. I'm not sure about the strategy here. Okay, there's 2 players waiting in sync, so this was a bait and switch, but it has gone horribly wrong for Dawn of Stars. Man, oh man. That's like when you're really excited for a banana and then it's just really bruised, you know?
That's an
Not cool,
oddly
man.
specific example. Theo, meanwhile, he needs to land something.
Trying to lock down the A bomb site here. The Nuggets actually takes down Ma, and Theo finds himself one. It's all into Rainwaker. He's traded up to the P2K, so he's got that one-tap potential. Oh, Theo! What a time for him to come alive as he finds himself triple kill, and he keeps his team in the game.
Yeah, we were just calling him out, and it's like he listened. He certainly stood up with a triple kill. Dawn of Stars' setup there was quite interesting, though. Very committed towards dealing with the players coming out of lows, and it backfired completely. Relied basically on Theo getting a triple on the side to actually win the round. I do think maybe going for that sort of strategy when you're chasing the game, you probably want to look at something a bit more conservative rather than something that could be... Yeah, it was almost like 2 players in a one-and-done sort of position.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I'm not sure what the logic was behind that, but they still come out with the round win. Not at all because of that setup, though. Let's not get that twisted. Look at this aggression from Paradox, man. He is hyper.
But don't you think it's very much a CS player's thing to go, well, as we're talking here, Paradox, man, just ripping through them. Gonna have no trouble with them. But you think the players will actually go, well, look, it worked. Our setup worked.
Yeah.
And they'll do it again.
That sounds like an arrogant person's thing to say, so I'm not sure how arrogant the Dawn of Stars guys are, but
I'm just kidding.
I know a few South Africans who would be like that, yeah.
Yeah, well, from our part of the world, we do know a few people like that. Meanwhile, well, we don't know Dawn of Stars too much, but certainly getting to know them a little bit better after the first 2 maps that we've casted of this Greek team. Showed some encouraging signs, but they're going to need to do a little bit more. That angle with that weapon. That weapon's actually got the highest bullet penetration value in the game.
Okay, so no surprise to see him attempting to get that spray through the plywood. Does do a bit of damage onto Moyes as well, so that's had some form of success. Some SMGs on the side of Dawn of Stars 4 to be specific. This is not ideal. I would have advocated for a couple of upgrades, I must say. I don't think that they can just be playing this as a bonus round. They need every round they can get at the point.
Yeah, absolutely agreed. They're far enough behind that I don't think they should be worrying about their economy at this stage. Just try to build an innings in terms of getting some rounds on the board, of course. That can bite you if you don't consider the economy, but yeah, this is extremely risky against 4 AKs and an SG553. They definitely had a weapons disadvantage.
Yeah, certainly are. Let's see what Fate conjure up in this round. They've still got quite a bit of utility to work with, so they're going to be trying to save that for once the execute comes through. They've taken some good map control as well as they've worked their way through long, picked themselves up lowers as well, and that's going to get them to start pushing through into toilets.
Very slow.
They've still got the whole table open here right now. Look at the bomb. It's pushing towards B, so it looks like Fate want to try and fake the A play here. It's working pretty well. What has gone on? Rainwaker, he needs to wake up. He was not at all ready for that. Double Magic finds a frag, and now he's going to try and get the flanking player. But the bomb is going to the B bomb site. Mike, it's a rude Caliber. He's going to continue to press the issue here. And Dawn of Stars are saying, guys, we can stop the plant. Oh no, wait. There's only one more player. Bomb goes down. It's on the B site. What can they make happen? Nothing. Mars spray through the smoke. Doesn't have any bloke. I was going to say Coke, but that might have just been taken the wrong way. But I was referring to the drink.
Yeah. I get where you're going in that. 3v1 here. Nugget. Oh, he's a real nuggety character, but will he be able to do anything? I don't think so. He's going to have to back off because, of course, they probably need to hang on to that weapon. They would be able to buy around it. You look at the money there overall. It's going to be okay for them as long as they hang on to that gun. But Fate, super patient there. And it really shows you the contrast between these two sides. Dawn of Stars, we saw them getting really edgy when they were in difficult circumstances. Then they would sort of rush at a site with a few seconds left. Fate, extremely patient, showing the misdirection. And they just completely flummoxed the defense there. Dawn of Stars didn't know what was coming.
Yeah, that was really well done by the Bulgarian side. And they can really start to hound the victory home here if they win this round. Force Dawn of Stars onto an eco, push it into that 15th round situation. How are they going to try and get that done, though? Bit of aggression here for Mars. He
Oh!
smokes off and... Wait,
got him on the
no,
jump.
it wasn't the spray that got it. It was actually Mar on the inside. Flickered through a flash, though. That was his assist. Or no,
Ah. No, you did
no, it
get
was
him.
Mar. No. Duplicate killed the guy in Monster. It was Mar who got the kill for sure with the AK. Unfortunate. Would have been really cool to see that spray through the plywood getting a frag, but not this time. Anyway, this is detrimental to Dawn of Stars' cause right now. At least the only thing they've got going for them is that it looks like Fates are going to try and execute into the B bomb sites, and that's where majority of Dawn of Stars players are. So maybe they could try and mount some sort of a defense here. Good start as Nugget does find duplicates, and he sees the bomb as well. So that's going to be confirmation that Fate intend, at least at this point, to go towards that B bomb site, though. Looks like they're going to be starting to reconsider their other options.
Yeah, 3 players already on the site, so definitely worth probing elsewhere and seeing if they can get somewhere else. And
They're going for the double fake, actually. Going to be now faking over towards the A bomb side, pulling those rotations. 2 players from Dawn of Stars making their way across. And with still so much time left on the clock, this is a really good play from Fate. Mar is sowing the damage, as you said in the previous round, sowing the fake. And he did more than his worth there as he into a 3v1.
Feel bad for Dawn of Stars, fell for it yet again. And Fates are doing pretty well with the way they're actually pulling it off, because it's not as sort of transparent as a bunch of players walking up and just throwing some smokes and flashes and then running away. They're actually committing to the site to force the rotation, which, you know, is a sign of an effective fake. So really well done out of them. They seem to actually have overpass down, so we can add that to our list of maps that we know Fate can play.
Yeah, and this was not their pick as well. So good to see them having these skills on their non-primary maps. And they're just going to have to try and do something about Train. I think I saw that they were a team that played Nuke as well. So that's always positive. It was either them or Apocalypsa. I can't actually remember right now. I think it might have been Apocalypsa. And that's going to be really good for Apocalypsa, just on a side note, if they are capable of playing Nuke, because it means if they don't have a permaban, they can just take away their opponent's best map. That's why you don't kid yourselves. It's important. Permabans are not a good idea for long term, at least.
Yeah, certainly. 13-6. Well, they're going to have to permaban all the players on the other side, because Dawn of Stars are certainly struggling to deal with them at the moment. There's this pistol set up here, though.
Yeah.
They could get something out of this. Could they get a little bit more going? And they can, in fact.
What? How did they turn that into an advantage? They walk away with a man. As Fates have only got 2 players left remaining. Duplicate finds the frag, but this is a position
He's
that's
on an
very
ace.
winnable. Surely he's going to be able to get it. Yes, Theo comes through with the kill. That could not have worked out better for Dawn of Stars with that stack in long, I must say.
Well, cue the face, because he had nothing but a P250 there. And he manages to kill 4 players with the P250, then upgrades to the AK, gets the ace. I don't know, there's maybe just a bit of overconfidence coming out of Fate there. They were just pushing into what they knew was a bunch of players standing on that corner. And, well, Dawn of Stars, they're going to certainly take the opportunity. And, the boost gets dealt with there pretty effectively by Mar.
Yeah, that was really good. Good crosshair placement, good aim, and good reactions from him as well as he takes down Paradox. And again, that is rubble with a capital T for Dawn of Stars, losing the early man. I mean, this is not a great weaponry situation that Fate find themselves in. So if they are able to pick up this round, that would be an absolute symphony, I must say. Let's see if they're able to actually make it happen here. Is going to be leading the charge. A late smoke there before the execute comes through means that they may have to consider either going through it or just waiting. Waiting is not the best option, though, because there are some flanks coming through. Lots of information being found by Dawn of Stars right now. So they're going to be able to commit to the rotates, but the rotates won't be there as the hit does come through. Nugget able to keep some tabs on the bomb site here. Someone's going to have to root him out and find the frag. He's dancing around, keeping himself alive for as long as possible, and he may have just done enough. He's allowed for those rotations to come through. 1 man on the flank, 1 man coming through from the bottom of CT. And that's Theo in Monster. Is he going to be able to get a free frag onto Duplicate? Oh, yes. Thankfully, he does get that kill. Duplicate was nearly able to react quick enough there. Now they know the positioning of 1 player, but they're still not aware of where Desire's coming through. He's been able to get into quite an advanced position, and he finds Caliber. Now they're going to be realizing that there's only 1 man left, and he is not on the bomb site. Has to be on short, as that's where the only place that neither of these 2 players came from. And they uproot him with ease.
Theo, what a hero, you got to say, for
Yeah.
his team. I mean, this is 3 rounds in this half that you can directly attribute to him. There on the retake attempt, coming in on the flank, does some fantastic work. We had that pistol round where he got 3, got the ace as well on an eco. So he certainly stepped up here. And if you look at the scoreboard over there, still Rainwaker towering above all else. But now
Yeah.
Dawn of Stars starting to catch up.
Nugget not far away from Dawn of Stars' perspective as well. He's been putting up some really good numbers. And this is a good opportunity for Dawn of Stars to just close that gap by one more round. Of course, only pistols to work with here for Fate. We saw it worked out for Dawn of Stars in the previous situation, but I doubt Fate are going to be finding as much fortune.
Well, this is, of course, what we were saying in that first half when Dawn of Stars were on the T side. This map is particularly difficult on the T side if you don't have your play together. And, oh, jeez, Rainwaker nearly blowing more than one head apart there. He gets one.
Oh, nice shot there from Caliber at least as well. So they are inflicting some damage to the economy of Dawn of Stars here. Caliber finds himself a second headshot there. And he's going to get taken down by the Yorp. Good shot there from Paradox. Man, good reactions as well. And Dawn of Stars close the gap by another round, getting themselves within one of double digits now as well. Always a good confidence booster. And it's going to be a buy round here for Fate once again. What are they going to conjure up, Mike? You did say when they find themselves in these situations where things aren't going entirely well for them, they still do keep their composure. Are they going to be continuing in such a manner? Let's hope so from their perspective.
Ooh, Rainwaker.
This guy is insane, man.
He's a terror,
really,
man.
Really. Yeah. Him and Nuggets just been locking horns, going head to head in terms of the heaviest fraggers in these two teams.
Yeah, doing some fantastic work. 13-9. Fate's still in the lead, but it has been a little bit tenuous. But it does help that Rainwaker gets the opening there. And Ma now looking to add to that tally. And if they can get a second, ooh, on the angle there, that's so close. Desire probably needed to hit the AWP shot.
Oh no, does miss the angle. The player's gotten past. He still gets the second bites at the cherry though, and he does get the tag, but he's in a very difficult spot now, especially considering his teammates just gone down. Lands a good quick shot there onto Duplicate, but I'm not sure how much direction that's going to actually have on the round or impact on the round, because the remaining two players already got their tails between their legs, and they're going to be trying to save those weapons.
Yeah,
Put the money on
unfortunate for
Dawn of
them.
Stars, I mean, they're not going to be able to buy in the next round.
Yeah, that's disastrous for them in what will be 14-9 to not be able to buy. That's almost the death knell for them there. So I'd expect to see them probably trying to force up around those weapons.
Yeah.
There isn't enough money for them to even double save, I don't think. I mean, there's a couple.
Yeah, this is the same situation that Fate found themselves in on Inferno. If you cast your mind back, decided to, it was on the first half of this map actually. They decided to go for the force instead of double saving and only getting a half buy in that after the first save. Sorry guys, I'm talking myself in circles here, so I'm just gonna get
coffee,
back into
man.
the game.
You need some
Dawn of
coffee in the
Stars.
break.
I do. I'm definitely getting some coffee in the break.
Oh, me
That's
too, man.
I got myself some new beans from Colombia, so.
Oh, wow. Well, great. I'm going to grind up some Costa Ricans myself. So,
The
South American coffee.
Yep, that's the way to go, man. Okay. Fate. Well, they've gotten themselves into a prime position yet to close out this game. It is a force buy for Dawn of Stars, and if they lose this, it's going to be another force buy, and Fate should be able to close it out. This is going to be their best opportunity, because if Dawn of Stars do win this round, they're going to be really putting themselves back in a strong position. Look at that nade, doing huge damage to Moise and Paradox, who are again committing to that boost. So Fates have been doing everything they can to try and negate that, the impact Dawn of Stars are having from that position. They're going to push themselves into the B bomb site. Some good utility usage gets themselves into some advanced positions. Frags are going to have to start coming through now. Paradox is looking to get aggressive from the barrels. He's just going to get taken. Oh no, he's been flashed. Still he's alive. Somehow Ma hasn't seen him. He gets the frag. He's using the smoke to his advantage now, but eventually he's going to go down to double magic. Theo's still finding a frag with his Desert Eagle though. Moise times his perfectly there. He finds a kill as well. Double magic gonna have to find some more here. Work that magic as he finds a good kill, but the damage has been done. Very low HP for double magic and fairly low HP for duplicate as well. Theo in a very advanced position here, and this is not a bad situation by any stretch of the imagination for Dawn of Stars.
Yeah, not bad for them. Of course, there is the time to work with for Fate, and they're actually sneaking out, so surely Dawn of Stars are going to start to smell a rat here and think, wait a minute, what's going on?
When do they commit to the rotate, though? I think Theo is actually going to win this one out because
Yeah,
he's
I
going to
think so
find his
too.
frag straight away. Unless Duplicate's got a good angle to shut this down. No, the timing is just not there. Double Magic goes down. Duplicate follows closely behind. And Dawn of Stars somehow keep themselves in it, Mike. They are just making things happen when it matters the most.
I'm really
Movers and
surprised.
shakers.
I'm
Yeah,
I'm very surprised with the state of the game at the moment, considering Fate were in such a big lead. So, also interesting, I'd say, on that site take, the way Dawn of Stars, while they're defending there, just popped that smoke. I think it was Desire who dropped the smoke there towards Toxic Barrel. I thought, geez, that might actually help Fate out, but it turns out
yeah,
he did have a plan on what to do with it. And it worked out pretty well for them in the end. So I'm going to try
yeah.
that next time I play Overpass.
Just make sure your teammate also is on the same page. Otherwise,
You'd be
it's
like,
not
"What are
going to
you
work out too
doing?"
well. Look at this. We've got a man on party. He's working around terrorists. They might actually leave this unchecked. This is going to be huge. He's got a 5-man lineup in front of him right now. Theo, no pressure. He's calling for the rotates to come through. Finally, he pounces. He gets good for one. He gets good for a second as he takes down Caliber as well. Finally, Double Magic chiming back with one, but damage has been done. Rainwaker left in a clutch now. If you do want any of the Fate players to be in a clutch, it's going to be this man, 1v3 to work with. Gets himself into not a fairly decent post-plant position as well. Of course, you won't know this, but all three of the Dawn of Stars players are coming from that terrorist spawn point too. Lands a good first shot there onto Paradox and turns this into a 1v2. Surely, Dawn of Stars aren't going to be allowing this to happen right now, smoking him or denying him any vision. Now they just need to cover bank unless he goes for the Hail Mary play, pushing through the smoke. Still, no player on the bomb. Nugget's got the kit to work with, so the responsibility is going to fall on him to get that defuse. As he does commence the defuse, Theo finds the frag, and he has been a shining light for Dawn of Stars. As you mentioned, he's up to 22 kills. I think about 6 rounds ago, he was on about 10. So
Yeah,
really making it happen.
he actually ended the first half with 4 kills. So
Oh, wow.
I mean,
I wasn't aware that it was such a drastic disparity between then and now.
yeah, well, the amount of multi kills, I think that's his fifth like big number multi kill in this half. I mean, he's been getting 3s and 4s, even got the 5.
Yeah. Making things happen. So, Fates are going to be able to upgrade some pistols here and buy up some light armor. They're going to try and make an execute happen here towards the B-bomb side after they've taken Lower's control. Should expect Dawn of Stars to be able to close this one out. I must say, Dawn of Stars have been better at the anti-eco rounds than what Fate have been so far. As I say that, though, let's see if they're going to be able to keep that up as Fate do get themselves towards this B-bomb site. Some damage has been done and a frag found as well. Caliber finds that M4A1S, but he is put down. Rainwaker left in another clutch situation here, but he does meet the same fate eventually.
Yeah, gets planted in the ground over at water there. 14 to 12. Fate now, I think, got to be sweating. Dawn of Stars, thanks to the heroics out of Theo and also some great play out of Nugget, they're actually within 2, and I would not have put money on this. If you'd asked me to bet my Pringles, I would have said no.
Yeah, and that actually would have been an intelligent bet to make as well, Mike. It looks like Fates are going to try and emulate Dawn of Stars stack here. See if they can get a similar result. Nope, Dawn of Stars aren't going for the stack. Are they going for any jump peaks here? Oh, that train saved him, Mike. That train saved Moises' life.
And he doesn't know it.
Look at Theo. Look at how far
Again.
advanced Theo is. He's gotten himself all the way up through Playground. He's gotten so much information to work with here. Fate are committing to this boost like it's nobody's business. They need to keep in mind that there could potentially be a CT pushing through behind them here. I really hope they're aware of this possibility and that they actually clear it out before they commit to the B-bomb side. But they're not going to do it. Paradox Man already finding a frag with that AWP. And that should spiral for Fate as... Dawn of the Stars have got all the information in the world here. They've basically got wall hacks in this round. Paradox Man, he's going to find a frag as well. I don't think Fate are going to be getting anything done in this round.
Yeah, that's a big oversight by them. They probably needed to be a little bit more mindful of those players coming around. There's Double Magic gets 1. If you can get a second here, they'd actually put themselves in a decent position. 3v3 on the site, but Moyes there taking him down, gets 2 in fact. Double Magic, the last man left alive, but he gets flanked out by Theo, and that information from Theo, even though he gets only 1 kill in the round, the information was king there in allowing Dawn of Stars to actually circle on them and just shut them out of the round.
And that's the problem with committing to that boost so heavily without actually keeping tabs on the other parts of the map, is that it just allows potential for your opponents to take that map control for free and get such a wealth of information. Now, Fate are in a fairly precarious position because they actually still potentially could lose this game. Dawn of Stars win this round, as we'd expect, 14-14, level playing fields. I mean, I don't think that's a position Dawn of Stars would have expected to find themselves in at the start of this half.
Certainly not. I think something that is taking them as much by surprise as it's taking us by surprise. So this one might be slipping through their fingers. This, of course, is a best of two, so there isn't a third map to come. They're just looking to take the series 2-0, or Dawn of Stars potentially to level at 1-0, and that's where we leave it before we go into the next game, Locastic versus Redfear. That's coming up soon. Meanwhile, Dawn of Stars still got a few hurdles to overcome here. They're within one, and this buyout of Fate isn't the greatest, so if you're a betting man, you're probably betting on Dawn of Stars in this particular round.
Yeah, 100%. And as I said earlier on, they've been dealing with the anti-eco rounds a lot better than what Fates have been these past two maps. So you'd expect them to continue in that form heading into this round. Let's see if Fates are going to be able to make anything happen. They've got the 5-man push going in towards the B bomb site, but Dawn of Stars are ready to meet it with their own 4-man defense. And with the weapon superiority that they have, you'd expect the Greek side to come out on top. Let's see. Double Magic, he leads the charge with the Mac 10. He's going to be able to find himself the first. Somehow he gets a second as well off of some effective flashes. But the trades are there, back and forth for both teams. Eventually, we end up in a 2 versus 1. It's Desire. He's going to have to try and clutch this one out for his team. I was singing the praises of Dawn of Stars in their anti-ecos, and they go and drop the ball in one of the most important ones that they've been faced with so far. Desire doesn't even have the most ideal weapon to deal with the situation. An AWP against a pistol and an M4, you know they're going to be looking for those close fights. They haven't even planted the bomb yet, have Fate. Still hoping and waiting that he's going to push through. Are they actually going to go for the push through CT here? Looks like they're going to be committing to it.
Oh,
Step on top of each other. He's got his knife out. Oh my goodness, he nearly got Rainwaker, Mike. He brought him down to 25 health. What a comedy of errors there from both sides, and it's Fate who walk away with the round.
That is an interesting decision out of Fate to do that, though, considering they're at the bomb side. Do you think they were thinking maybe there's a flank coming in or something? That's the only reason you would do something like that, because, I mean, of course, if he was an AWP and he was posted up top, just walking out like that would get you killed instantly.
Yeah, maybe it was also trying to bait that they were rotating towards the A bomb site and hoping that the man Desire would have walked out looking for information. I think that's maybe more along the line of thinking which they were working with, but either way, it does work out for them in the end. Personally, I would have gotten on the plant straight away after getting into that 2 versus 1 and putting the pressure onto Desire. Still works out though.
But look at the state of the economy now for Dawn of Stars. They've got pretty much nothing. So
yeah,
maybe it would have been better to hang on to that AWP.
Yeah, Fate should really know this. If they've got anybody in the team who's half decent at calculating economies, then they should be aware of the weaponry advantage they have to work with. And you can bet your top dollar, Mike, that they're not going too long this round. Bet your Pringles, Mike. It's guaranteed.
Yeah, they've been bitten there a couple times now, so I think it's probably time to call it a day on that, and they have. We're going to be moving up lowers, and Theo, again, he's been a hero this half. And if he can do something with this deagle, I don't think the fire will quite reach him.
No, it's not going to spread here. So he may be able to find a quick frag.
Come on.
It does. Clotheslines, double magic. No immediate trade. Oh, finally, it does come through. There was potential for more there. They're going to be able to retrieve the bomb as well. This is not a good position for Dawn of Stars. They are fairly separated across the map right now. And Fate, well, they've got some good teamwork to work with, considering that they are a little bit more stacked on top of each other. They've got a man pushing through along as well, so he's getting a wealth of information. And I mean, Dawn of Stars has actually collected themselves in the toilets region. They've managed to keep the numbers even for now, but that is not looking good as Duplicate does find that fragment to Desire. Dawn of Stars, they got one man on each polar end of the map right now. And Fate trying to get themselves into this A bomb site. But that rotation's coming through thick and fast. It's Paradox, man. He's going to be able to get one. That's all it's going to be. And finally, it is Fate who put an end to it. But they did let it get pretty close.
Yeah, 16-13, and that was close as you like after a very not close first half. Rainwaker consistently good throughout the game, but got to give some props to Theo over on the other side.